Hello everyone. Today I am going to tell you about Shakespeare's one of the most famous plays, As You Like It. We all know that William Shakespeare is widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's preeminent dramatist. He is often called England's national poet and nicknamed the Bard of Avon. Shakespeare was extremely innovative. He adopted the traditional and conventional style in his own way by adding metaphors and rhetorical phrases, which can be immensely seen in the play As You Like It. As You Like It was written around 1598 and 1600. It was first published in the collection of Shakespeare's plays known as First Folio in 1623. The chief source of this play is Thomas Lodge's Rosalind. This was written in 1590. Rosalind was the prose romance and Shakespeare's As You Like It is based on this work. As You Like It is not only a comedy but a pastoral comedy. It is a literary work that deals with the rural life in a usually artificial manner and typically drawing a contrast between the simple country life and the city life. The play has two principal settings. First is France and second is the forest of Arden. The play begins in France, but then it traces its path to the forest of Arden, where most of the action takes place. Therefore, this play is called a pastoral comedy. In As You Like It, the plot is developed through conversation, and there are large number of songs or lyrics in this play, and many of these lyrics later became very popular. One such lyric is Under the Greenwood Tree, which is used by Thomas Hardy, who is a Victorian poet, as the title for one of his novels. Blow, Blow, the Winter Wind is also a very popular song of this play. Like all other plays of Shakespeare, this is also a five-act play. The male protagonist of the play is Orlando. After the death of Sir Rowland de Boys, Oliver, as the eldest son, inherited everything in his father's estate. This includes the responsibility of making sure his younger brother finishes school and continues to live the kind of lifestyle he has become accustomed to as the son of a nobleman. But Oliver ill-treats his brother and does not provide him education. The female protagonist of this play is Rosalind. She is the daughter of Duke Senior, who has been usurped by his younger brother Frederick. Duke Senior has been exiled and now he is living in the forest of Arden with a number of his loyal lords. Rosalind stays at Duke Frederick's court because she is the best friend of Celia, who is the daughter of Duke Frederick. Both the cousins, Rosalind and Celia, witness a wrestling match in which Orlando defeats a powerful wrestler, Charles. And Rosalind falls in love with Orlando and he with her. Orlando has been driven from his home by Oliver's cruelty. On the other hand, Duke Frederick, learning that Orlando is the son of Sir Rowland de Boys, who was a loyal friend of the exiled Duke Senior, has his anger revived and he banishes Rosalind from the court. Celia and Touchstone, who is a court jester, accompany Rosalind to the forest of Arden. Rosalind cross-dresses and becomes a shepherd and takes the name Ganymede. Celia becomes a shepherdess Elenia, his sister. Both of them buy a cottage in the forest from the master of Corin and Silvius. As we know that the Venice Duke lives in the forest of Arden with his supporters, one of them being Jacques, who is melancholic because a deer is accidentally killed by him. Celia and Rosalind encounters Orlando, who has joined the Venice Duke in the forest of Arden. Orlando is not aware of the fact that Ganymede is Rosalind herself. Ganymede encourages Orlando to pay suit to her as though she were his Rosalind. One more character, Phoebe, who is the beloved of Silvius, has fallen in love with Ganymede. Touchstone, the clown, also falls in love with Audrey. Oliver comes to the forest to kill Orlando, but is saved by him from a lioness and is filled with remorse for his cruelty. In this way, Oliver transforms. He falls in love with Elena and their marriage is arranged on the next day. Ganymede undertakes to Orlando that she will produce Rosalind by magic at the same time to be married to him. When all are assembled in presence of the exiled duke to celebrate the double nuptial, Celia and Rosalind put off their disguise and appear in their own characters. Now, Rosalind promises to marry Orlando and make sure that Phoebe should marry Silvius. Touchstone also marry Audrey. Only one character, Duke Frederick, the usurper, is there in France, who had not come to the forest of Arden yet. Suddenly a news arrives that he, setting out to seize and destroy his brother and his followers, has been converted from his intention by an old religious man and has made restitution of the dukedom. Thus, he restores his legitimate brother Duke Senior to the throne. Jacques is also invited back to the kingdom, but he decides to spend his days in melancholic isolation. This sums up all about the play. Now let's take a look at some of the very famous lines that are there in this play. Can one desire too much of a good thing? The other one. Beauty provokes thieves sooner than gold. The next. The fool does think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. And one of the most famous quotation is, all the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. Thank you.